I just want to take a couple minutes to conclude. It has been a wonderful couple days. I have to say, every year we conclude the summit saying, boy, this was terrific. I can't imagine how we're going to do better next year. But I really have to say, this year, it's going to be really hard to figure out how we might ever do better than this next year. I just want to take a minute to thank the Shared Value Initiative team, Justin Backley, Stacy Neal, Alicia Dunn, Katie Schlepp-Zatorsky, Sitar Modi, Megan Ennis, Georgina Hurst, and Stephanie Pascal. Thank you all for making this happen. And I also want to say that when we say this gets better every year, it's not just about what's happening on the stage. It's what's happening in the room. It's what's happening in the community. The level of discussion, the sophistication of discussion, the degree of ambition, the global spread, the number of new innovations. Each year this grows within this community. And it is your leadership as true shared value leaders that is making this movement happen around the world. You know, we've come to a point where we have had to realize that business can no longer go in one direction while the world goes in another. Business can't go in one direction while the world suffers from climate change. Business can't do what it has traditionally been doing and ignore those in poverty, those who have no opportunity for careers or success. Business can't keep doing what it's doing and ignore the healthcare needs around the world. Business can't keep doing what it's doing and ignore the crisis in water. We know better. We know that business is tied to society, that there is a tremendous interdependence between the two. And yet, each of us sees examples in our own organizations of traditional practices that have been going on for decades that don't make sense anymore. Our job is to point these out. Our job is to say, we know better. You may have a business model that serves affluent populations in developed countries, but that is a very small percentage of the world's population. We know better. We need a business model that reaches the rest of the world. We may have a business model that contributes to climate change, that fills up landfill, that pollutes the environment. We know better. That can't be sustained. We talked about finding the white space, the new opportunities, because shared value is fundamentally about competitive strategy. It is not simply a variation on CSR. It's not an alternative to CSR. It doesn't replace CSR. It is about finding the new opportunities, whether we are an NGO trying to solve problems in the world, whether we're a business trying to earn a return for our shareholders. It's about finding new opportunities because we know better today what the world is like, and our business models need to match the world as it is today. You know, I sometimes can't believe how wonderful my job is. I get to go around the world. I meet people who are making change at scale in solving social problems. I get to talk to people who may not yet be thinking this way and explain to them and persuade them to begin to think in a new way. I help organizations point out new opportunities. I help them think about how they can work across sectors to create system change. I'm incredibly fortunate But my point is, I want each of you to take my job. I want this to be what you do when you go back to your organizations. To find the innovations that are already there, that are serving the business model and also achieving positive social change, and to make those more intentional, more scalable, more successful. To point out the parts of the business model that no longer work. You might not refer to them, as I did, as stupid business models when you're talking to your boss. That's okay. But politely point out that they're out of touch with the world today. And this is the opportunity to bring your organization forward, to create a new strategy, a new competitive positioning, a new opportunity to accomplish more for the benefit of the world by thinking in terms of shared value. I've come to believe that business is going to lead social progress in the world over the coming decade. Whether it's in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, or whether it is any of the other areas that each organization here intersects with, I don't see the leadership and the innovation and the scale of impact coming from government. I see wonderful innovations and great ideas coming from charitable foundations and nonprofit organizations, but they rarely are able to truly achieve scale. The entities that can lead social change and that have a strong economic incentive to do so are the businesses of our world. And that is the revolution that we can help make happen, and that each of you can bring back to your organizations to become a player, a part of this new solution. So I want to thank you for being here. I have a couple last requests. First of all, we are going to do another list with Fortune magazine, as you heard, this year for 2016 of companies changing the world. We need your nominations and your suggestions as to who are the companies we should look at, who are the examples we don't know about that really are innovative opportunities to show how companies can create change for the positive benefit of the world. Secondly, get involved in the Shared Value Initiative. Get involved in the community. There is wonderful material online at sharedvalue.org. There are great blog posts. There are wonderful discussions happening. Work with us. Join the Shared Value Initiative. Help support it. And help us continue to expand and grow this vision. Second to last request is to go to Pigeonhole. And as you scroll down, you will see a choice for a survey. It is 6 questions. It will take you no time at all, but it will give us the feedback that we need to figure out how to improve the summit for next year. So we ask you just to take a minute, even now, as you're sitting at your tables, go to Pigeonhole, fill out the quick, simple 6-question survey. And then the last request is, after you've taken a minute to fill out the survey, come join us outside for a drink. That's your reward for the survey. Thank you all for being with us. It's been a terrific 2 days.